Hello and welcome to Guerrilla Film School on Whimsy. My name is Stephen Haydon, and I'm the writer, director, and co-star. Originally I was going to record an audio commentary, but I realized that 9 minutes is just not enough time, because I have a lot to say. Today is January 14th, and we filmed Whimsy 3 months ago today, on Sunday, October 14th, which was the last beautiful day. The next several weeks were all rainy and overcast, which, you know, is typical, unpredictable Iowa weather. This first shot is lifted straight from my script. Usually in my films I try to hide the fact that we're in Iowa, but for Whimsy I wanted to showcase it. A few people realize that Kip Paulson, the director of photography, is manually hand-cranking the lens to achieve this zoom on this shot. It's not like he had a lever that he could just hold down like on a digital camera. He had to keep his hand steady, and it's really smooth given the circumstances. I love this shot. Just look at those clouds going by. You got people walking by down in the park showing that there is some life. You know, zooming out on the Des Moines skyline and coming in onto what I consider the heart, the Papa John Sculpture Park where we filmed this. That first shot, though, it's kind of weird. If you look closely at the one skyscraper, there's this ominous cloud on it, which is why we didn't use that take. This is the Moonrise August statue. Now, originally, the shot consisted of it in the foreground, and I'd walk by in the background. But the sun, as you can see, was behind the statue, and it blacked out all of its features. So we reset, and, I lined my head up with it. I should mention that I was actually too tall to get this shot, so I'm actually walking on my knees. Ultimately, we went with the first take because it was the most natural. I like take 2 best, but I don't line up perfectly with it, and here in 3, I tried to imitate the expression on the statue, but it was a little too forced. Now, in the script, this was to be a tracking shot from the side, but we were a skeleton crew, just Kip, me, and Pei all working on this. And to achieve a tracking shot, Kip would have had to have driven by on the street and lined up with me perfectly as I walked. But ultimately, these trees would have proved a problem, probably you wouldn't have even seen me. So, we used our limited resources and reset, and I just walked towards the camera. Now the name, I'm playing myself. In the original script, and in the first cut of the film, my name is Stephen Haydon. I used my real name. It's funny here, you'll notice I just walked past the camera. We were unprepared for the shot. We didn't have a mark set, so I didn't know how far I could walk. So I walked past there. Now we reset here, and it's it doesn't quite... You'll notice that it's really windy. You can see it with the trees, and as I get closer, my hair kind of blows into my face. Even though this shot is better, because of my hair, it didn't keep in continuity when I walk up to the backward snowman and confront Pei. So, I took the best of both worlds when it came to editing and, spliced them together. The narrator, that is me narrating. It's me going, "For the past 6 weeks, Stephen Phillips has walked the same route to work every day. He starts his mornings by meticulously putting on 2 white ankle-length cotton socks, 2 classic canvas low-top lace-up shoes, and so on." I'm trying to imitate my great-uncle Paul, who passed away last year, but, the original recording, I sounded more like him. I was, "For the past 6 weeks, Stephen Haydon has walked the same route to work every day." But then, ultimately, I kind of just did a mishmash, combining my real voice with his voice. I want to mention that Trevor Swaim kind of touched up the dialogue there a little bit in the narration, added all these meticulous details. This is Pei Wen's first shot. It's funny because, she came in a half hour into filming after Kip and I had shot all these exposition shots, and she looks so lost here because there's no mark set, she doesn't know, what necessarily the motivation of the character is. You'll notice here on take 2, she's a lot more confident. I'm barking orders in the background, but even with that, shot still wasn't perfect. So here on take 3, to set a mark, I'm actually lying on the ground, just out of frame, and she walks straight to my head. I'm just right at her feet right now. She stops, looks, and then walks towards the camera, and this is the one that we used for the film. And, we use these statues to kind of get the personalities of the characters. For me, I'm kind of this... I'm myself. I'm this gawky-looking guy. For Pei, she's, you know, this cute yet somewhat mischievous type character. We are actually across the street, away from the sculpture park at this point. Kip spotted these trees, and we thought for her shot, you know, we can't just do the opposite because we'd run into the same problem of the sun blocking out all of her features. She would just, you know, be an outline. Well, right here, what I'm doing, I realized that Pei would run into the same problem that I had when I did my shot, so I'm setting a mark. You'll notice I was reaching for something in my pocket. I was going to put my phone down, but then I thought that would be too hard to see. I took my shoe off. And I'm a neat freak, so I didn't want to get my sock dirty on the ground, so that's why I'm hopping there. And I did not even realize that Kip Paulson was recording all of this. Jeez. And that's Pei's purse. Had to get that out of the shot. What's weird, though, is that I lost my sock somehow, and I didn't realize it until we shot the dance sequence on Cafe Table 1 and Chairs. I have no idea what happened to my sock, if I took it off at this point or what. Oh well, oh well. What else can I say? It's funny here, once Pei gets to the end, she kind of asks, should I frown more? But like I said, Kip and I got there at around 4 o'clock. We filmed this entire thing in about 2.5 hours. Pei showed up around 4:30 or so that allowed us to get all our exposition shots. And, oh man, it's already over. Well, come back again for part 2. Thanks for listening, guys.